Mystery exploration. Darkness. History. Darkest side.
Imagine this. Right now, everything you see, your hands, your phone, the air around you, even the chair you're sitting on, all of it has a shadow twin. But not a twin made of darkness, or glass, or even imagination. A twin made of the strangest material in the universe. Something so rare and so unstable that just a few grains of it could wipe entire cities from existence. And yet, at the same time, this mysterious twin holds the key to unlimited power, faster than light travel, and perhaps even the answer to why you and I exist at all. This is not science fiction. This is Antimatter. And tonight, we're diving deep into 5 mind-bending truths about antimatter that don't just stretch the limits of science, they bend, twist, and break them in ways that will make you question reality itself. So settle in. Because once you understand this, you will never look at the universe the same way again. And hey, before we continue, if you love journeys into the mysteries of the universe, hit that subscribe button and join us. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. When scientists first stumbled on antimatter in the early 20th century, it was like staring into a cosmic mirror. Every particle you've ever heard of has an opposite twin. The electron has the positron. The proton has the antiproton. Even the neutron, neutral as it is, has an antineutron. They weigh the same. They spin the same. But the charges are reversed. It's as though nature took the blueprint of our universe and flipped the polarity. Now here's where it gets almost supernatural. Imagine walking up to a mirror. You raise your hand. The reflection raises its hand. You both move closer. But if you ever touched, neither survives. Both disappear in a flash of pure light. That's how matter and antimatter work. They don't coexist. They annihilate. 1 gram of antimatter colliding with 1 gram of matter would release 43 kilotons of TNT. That's twice the Hiroshima bomb from something the size of a sugar cube. A single teaspoon could power New York City for a week. Or erase it in an instant. Pause for a second. Close your eyes and picture this. You hold a coin in your hand. The head side is normal matter. The tail side is antimatter. Flip the coin into the air, let it fall to the ground, and the moment it hits, the entire block you live on turns into searing light. It's power and destruction on a scale we can barely comprehend. But here's the twist. Antimatter isn't just destructive. It could be the cleanest energy source in existence. Unlike nuclear power, unlike coal, unlike even solar or wind, antimatter releases almost 100% of its energy on contact. No waste. No pollution. Just pure conversion of mass into energy. The perfect fuel. Science fiction has played with this idea for decades. Remember Star Trek's warp drives? Antimatter was the engine that bent space and time. But this isn't just fantasy. NASA and the European Space Agency have seriously studied antimatter propulsion. In theory, a spacecraft powered by antimatter could reach Mars in a matter of weeks. Other stars in years, not centuries. The dream of leaving our solar system could hinge on controlling the most unstable fuel in the cosmos. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. Producing antimatter is harder than producing gold out of sand. At CERN, scientists have managed to make tiny amounts of antihydrogen. Do you know how long it lasted? Less than 1 second. Holding antimatter is like trying to catch lightning in your bare hands. The moment it touches matter, including the walls of its own container, it annihilates. That's why storing it requires magnetic traps, fields so strong they keep the antimatter particles floating in nothingness. Imagine trying to store fire in a glass jar, except the fire burns the glass, the air, the jar itself, everything. That's the problem scientists face with antimatter. But if they ever solve it, civilization changes overnight. Clean cities powered by annihilation energy. Starships leaving Earth like ships once left Europe. But also, in darker corners, weapons that could erase countries with a speck no bigger than a pinhead. And now, let me hit you with a question that physicists have wrestled with for almost 100 years. Where is all the antimatter? The math says the Big Bang should have created equal amounts of matter and antimatter. 50-50. They should have collided instantly, wiping each other out, leaving nothing but light. That means no planets, no stars, no galaxies, no you, no me. Just an empty void filled with radiation. But that didn't happen. Look around. The universe is full of matter. From the smallest grain of sand to the largest galaxy, matter rules. Antimatter? Practically gone. Scientists call this the asymmetry problem. Somewhere, in those first moments of the universe, something broke the tie. Out of every billion pairs of particles, there was one extra matter particle that survived. That sliver became everything. You. Me. The stars. Why did matter win? Nobody knows. Some say the laws of physics contain a hidden bias. Some whisper that entire antimatter galaxies could still exist, lurking somewhere beyond our sight. Think about that. A whole galaxy of antimatter stars, antimatter planets, antimatter life. If one of those galaxies ever touched ours, the explosion would outshine every star in the universe. And now comes the question that almost sounds like a joke but could rewrite the laws of physics. What if antimatter falls up? Gravity is one of the few forces we understand well. Apples fall from trees. Moons circle planets. Planets circle stars. But what if antimatter doesn't obey? What if, when released, it floats upward instead of falling down? At CERN, scientists have tested antimatter in free fall. The early signs suggest it falls like everything else. Down, not up. But if there was even a tiny difference? Einstein's theory of relativity could crack. Space-time itself might not be the same for antimatter. If that were true, it would open the door to technology beyond imagination. Anti-gravity engines. Ships that hover without fuel. Machines that literally defy the pull of Earth. If this is blowing your mind so far, make sure to smash the like button. It helps more curious minds find this channel, and keeps us digging deeper into the strangest corners of reality. But let's bring this closer to home. Right now, today, antimatter isn't just a cosmic idea. It's inside our hospitals. PET scans, positron emission tomography, use antimatter to peer inside the human body. Doctors inject a special tracer. The tracer emits positrons, the antimatter twin of electrons. Those positrons annihilate with electrons in your body, releasing tiny flashes of light. The machine captures those flashes and builds an image of what's happening inside you. Every time someone gets a PET scan, antimatter is created and destroyed, safely, right inside a hospital. And that's not all. Scientists imagine using antimatter as shields for astronauts. Space is filled with deadly radiation, cosmic rays that blast through metal and bone. Antimatter reactions could one day counteract that radiation, protecting explorers on their way to Mars or beyond. But lurking in the background is the shadow we can't ignore. The military has dreamed of antimatter weapons for decades. Tiny bombs, no bigger than your fist, with the destructive power of nuclear warheads. Thankfully, producing enough antimatter to make that nightmare real is far beyond us today. But history has a way of catching up. If something is possible, someone will eventually try. So here we stand, at the edge of a mystery that stretches from hospitals to galaxies. Antimatter, a twin that could power humanity to the stars, or erase us in the blink of an eye. A force that seems to break the very rules it was born from. A riddle written into the fabric of reality. And here's the thought I want to leave you with. The next time you glance in a mirror, see your own reflection and know that it is safe. But somewhere, out there in the cosmos, there could be a reflection that is real. An antimatter version of you. Living. Breathing. Waiting. Watching. And if you ever met? That meeting would be your last. Because when matter and antimatter touch, there are no survivors. Only light. This is Antimatter. The strangest secret of the universe. And if you've stayed with me this far, thank you. You're the kind of mind that hungers for knowledge most people never even think about. So don't stop here. Hit subscribe, join this journey, and together we'll keep unlocking the mysteries of the universe. Until next time, stay curious.